Hey, hun, I hope work is going well. Is it alright if I ask you something? What do you want? Could you pick up some diapers for Katie on your way home? We should have enough to make it until tomorrow, but I just want to be safe.
Oh, why didn't you buy some earlier?
She's been really fussy today, so I didn't have a chance to go shopping. And now I've got to start getting dinner ready, and I also want to give her a bath. Please?
Shouldn't part of your job as a stay-at-home mother be to try not to bother me? What do you even do all day?
Sorry, but it's tiring doing all of the housework and taking care of Katie all by myself. She's been crying through the night a lot recently.
No, it's tiring working all day to put food on the table. Do you not understand that? Ah, of course. I guess you wouldn't since you can just lounge around the house all day long. And worse, you know that it stresses me out having to deal with people. So where do you get the nerve to try and make me do your shopping?
Why can't you ever say anything supportive? I'm doing my best over here. Why can't you acknowledge that?
If you were doing your best, then you wouldn't be bothering me. Not to mention the house is a pigsty recently. Don't you think you've been slacking off ever since you had the kid?
I have to take care of Katie now. I don't have anywhere near as much time for cleaning as I used to. Can you try and be a little understanding of how hard it is to raise a kid?
Don't make excuses. Who do you think it is that puts food on the table? You don't contribute a penny. But despite that, all you do is complain. I think there's something the matter with you.
You know she's your daughter too, Charles. At least for her sake, do you think you could manage to just buy some diapers?
Not having diapers is your mistake. Me being her father has nothing to do with that.
Whatever, I get it, fine. I've got to go buy them now then. So dinner is going to be a little late.
Excuse me? I expect dinner to be ready for me when I get home.
There's no way. I have to go buy the diapers now, so there's no way to get dinner ready on time.
Fine. I'll just go out after work. You really are a useless woman, you know?
What? Useless woman? Who talks to people that way?
You can't even take care of the kid or keep the house clean, and in spite of that, you just whine. Oh, it's absurd.
You've really changed since we got married, you know that? You're the one who asked me to stop working when we got married, and I went along with it. But you've been way harder on me ever since. It seems like nothing I do can please you. I know I can't work now that we have Katie, but I never wanted to quit working in the first place.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying I never asked to be a stay-at-home mother or a housewife, and when Katie gets bigger, I want to go back to work. At that time, I expect us to split all of the house responsibilities equally.
What are you even talking about? You just don't want to clean or take care of your kid.
No! But I want you to stop acting like those things are my job just because I'm a woman and I'm not working right now. I want us to both work together to take care of our child and our home.
If that's what you want, maybe you should try and just pull your weight first while you're not working. I go out every day to work and provide for this family. What can you do? You can't even do simple tasks that pay nothing, but you still want to backtalk me?
Hey, Charles, the credit card bill just came in. It says we spent over $1,500 last month. What did you buy?
Nag. I earn the money so I can spend it however I want.
It looks like a lot of it was at women's shops. It kind of looks like you've been buying things for another woman.
And what if I was? Do you have something to say about it?
Are you serious?
I don't see why it's so bad if I fool around with other women. I'm still paying for the house. You're still getting by, aren't you?
I know we're living off your money, but we're really only just getting by every month. If you're going to spend your money on another woman, I wish it would be on your daughter. And why do you need another woman? I'm your wife.
Like I said, you're getting by, aren't you? You have nothing to complain about.
I've had to dip into my savings from when I was single to cover things, but those savings are going to run out soon.
Well, I guess you're going to have to be a bit more careful from here on out. Anyway, going out with other women is a kind of status symbol for a man. And your figure hasn't come back after the birth. Your sex appeal is totally gone. I think that part of your life might be over. So, if you don't want me to be out with other women, maybe you'd better do something about your figure.
You're horrible. What a horrible thing to say. You're the worst.
So what? You got a problem?
I want a divorce. I can't take this anymore. I don't want to take it anymore.
A divorce. Do you think you can take care of Katie with no job and no savings? In these times, you really think any company wants someone like you with no proper work experience?
I don't know, but
Women never think things through all the way. Think about your situation calmly and reevaluate things. And even if we were to divorce, I wouldn't pay any alimony. That's why you're talking about divorce, right? You think you can get money out of me, don't you?
why? You would have to pay. It's the law.
You can't prove I've cheated. You think these messages count as evidence? All I have to say is I was just kidding and they're useless. You got no money to hire a detective or a lawyer. Just stick to taking care of the house.
I am going to divorce you, Charles. I swear to God.
Sure you are. If you want me to take you seriously, talk to me when you're earning more money than I am. I promise I'll listen then.
I'm leaving. I can't live with you anymore. We'll work out the details of the divorce later, so just contact my lawyer.
Huh? What are you on about? Are you drunk or something?
No, I'm dead serious. Katie and I are already packed. I'll leave the key in the mailbox.
You're bluffing.
I told you I'm serious.
Who the hell do you think you're talking to? I'm the king of this castle. And I thought I told you I wouldn't even begin to entertain this kind of talk until you make more money than me. Did you hit your head or something?
I do make more money than you, jerk.
Excuse me, woman. What's with the attitude? You better watch how you talk to me, Ashley.
I'll talk to you however I want, you fool. Idiot. You can go straight to hell 3 times and back.
Ashley, you need to chill out. And there's no way a simple housewife is making more money than me. I don't know how lying just to try and get a divorce is supposed to work out for you.
I made $3,500 this month. You made $2,500, right?
How is that possible? You don't even work. How could you be making money? I see. You know that scratch tickets don't count as reliable income, right?
Oh, wow, you're hilarious. I've been working at home while you've been at the office. It cost me a bit of sleep, but I've been watching over Katie and doing all the chores and working on the side. But it's been worth it, saving up for this divorce.
You're kidding, right?
God, you're thick. Why would I need to bother lying to you? After you talked about cheating on me a few months ago, I got busy. It's not like I just suddenly started making $3.5K. I only made $200 the first month, but I kept working and studying and the money started coming in. It's not like it was easy. This money is my blood, sweat, and tears.
That's kind of amazing. I had no idea you had this in you. With this kind of money, we could actually save for retirement and provide Katie with a good education and plenty of extracurriculars.
I told you, I'm using this money on the divorce. I'm not sure what exactly comes after that, but if I continue with this job, I reckon I can provide Katie with a pretty good upbringing. Oh, yeah, and I've had a private detective collecting evidence of your cheating since last month, by the way. So whatever else happens, we're getting that divorce.
Hold on a sec. Divorce isn't that easy, you know? And if we get divorced, Katie's gonna be that kid whose parents are divorced. Plus, with both of us going to the trouble of working, don't you think she'd get a better upbringing if we all lived together?
You want to force me to keep losing sleep taking care of Katie by myself, while also doing all the chores and working on top of it? Taking care of you has been a constant drag on me. I think Katie and I can live a much more relaxed life with just the two of us, and no one there to whine about the housework all the time. We don't really have any need for you.
So what was I to you? Just some ADM? As soon as you're able to make money for yourself, you just want to throw me away?
What? I started making money for myself just to get away from you and to stop being treated like a maid. And besides, who was it exactly who said that you would accept my opinion once I was making more money than you?
Sure, I said that, but I didn't think you could actually earn any money. But I get it now. I acknowledge that you are very capable. So, now that we're finally both coming from the same place, I'll split the housework and childcare.
Pass. We've already left the apartment. The next time I see you will be at the divorce proceedings.
Think long and hard about what you're doing, Ashley. It's unquestionably better for a child to have both parents rather than a single mom. Stop and think about Katie for a second, and then come back home, alright? And have dinner ready by the time I get home from work. Ashley? Please come back. Almost all of our communication has just been through lawyers. Why won't you talk to me face to face? We're not divorced yet, so don't you have an obligation to listen to your husband?
Talking with you puts undue stress on my mental health. On top of that, Katie's still small. I don't have time to talk with you endlessly. I'm just glad I've got a lawyer now who can listen to all of your BS for me.
After you left, I realized how much I depended on you. The place is a mess without you here. I have no idea what I should wear to work. I forget to take stuff to the dry cleaners and I have no time to do laundry.
Sounds like a personal problem. Just because you're finally realizing this now doesn't mean I want to hear you talk about it.
Hey, where are you living now? There's no way you went all the way back to your parents' place, right?
Doesn't matter where I am. Hurry up and sign the divorce papers. If you don't, the divorce will go to mediation.
Mediation? That's like where we talk and work something out, right?
Hopefully. I know you don't want the divorce, but I do. No matter how long we continue like this, things won't move forward.
No, I don't want the divorce.
Despite all the awful things you said to me, and despite the fact that you cheated on me, who do you think it is that brought us to this point? Looking down on me, making fun of me, and being completely selfish? That was you. It's your fault we're here.
That's just how things always were in the old days. I just wanted to be a man's man, like how I was brought up.
What year is it right now? What world are you living in? And besides, you were a perfect gentleman before we were married. You really just wanted a maid with nowhere else to go who would follow your every whim. Am I right? You heel-turned the second I quit my job.
That wasn't my intention.
Oh, so what was your intention then? Oh, ever since you left, I can't even find my socks. I can't even go to the dry cleaners. I can't even wake up in the morning. You're too funny.
Ashley, I'm really having trouble. I can't even concentrate on my work like this. I can't live by myself.
Somehow I'm managing to take care of my housework, raise our child, and go to work just fine. Although I have to admit it's much easier now that I don't have to take care of you as well. You can't even look after yourself.
Before we got married, my mom did most of this stuff for me.
Sounds like your mother spoiled you. But that's great, isn't it? After we get divorced, you can just go live with your parents again and Mommy can take care of you.
My parents are telling me to go back home, actually, but everything is not exactly peaches and cream over there.
Oh, really? That's too bad.
She's already back home, but she still has to recuperate and can't walk, so she's asking me to help out with the housework over there, too.
Oh, I see. Well, good luck with that.
I can't do it. Please help me.
I'm going to refuse on the grounds of not wanting anything to do with you anymore. This is your mother who took care of you all those years. Be a good son and take care of her for once.
But I can't even take care of my own stuff. There's no way I can take care of her also.
So hire a caretaker.
But a caretaker isn't there all the time, and they cost money. I can't afford to hire one on my salary. Plus, Mom doesn't really want a stranger in the house.
Well, sounds like you've got your work cut out for you then, huh? It's always but this and but that with you. You're not a child. Grow up and get with the program.
But I really can't do it.
You hurt me, neglected your child, and cheated on me. And after that, you want me to take care of your mother. There's no way. Are you out of your mind?
Up until now, you did what I asked you, didn't you?
Back then, I was trying to help you as your wife. Now I'm just trying to get away from you as fast as possible.
I was wrong, okay? Just give me one more chance to fix things, please. I apologize for all the things I said about women and for belittling housewives.
What do you mean by fix things? What can you even do?
I can work and provide money.
As hard as it was back then, I guess I'm thankful that you provided enough money for us to barely stay alive. But now that I can provide for myself, I don't need you.
Ashley, I can't get divorced. Please don't just throw me away.
What was it you said? You can't even take care of the kid or the housework properly, so you have no room to complain or something like that? See, I remember the things you say to me. Now, not only do you make less money than I do, but you can't even take care of your kid or your housework. You're finished. Talk to me when you can do anything better than I can. I promise I'll listen then. After that, I went into divorce mediation with my ex-husband, and although it took some time, the divorce was finalized. Well, actually, my ex-husband stopped coming to the family court about halfway through the proceedings, so we didn't see each other at all in the end. He said the reason was that the court was too much of a pain, what with work and him taking care of his mother. As a result, alimony and child support all ended up being decided in my favor. The funny thing is that in that sense, I guess I'm pretty glad that my husband was a total good-for-nothing right up until the very end. What's more, it turned out the girl that he'd been cheating on me with worked under him at his company. When I served her with a civil suit for emotional damages, she got so angry and flustered that the two of them got into a big argument at work, and news about their affair got around the office. Apparently, she ended up quitting the company out of embarrassment, and my husband ended up paying his child support. I guess the workplace got very awkward around then, but he sucked it up and continued working. The other day, an acquaintance told me she happened to see him. She said he looks like an old man now, weighed down by work, housework, and taking care of his mom. For someone who belittled women as much as he did, to be so troubled now that a woman in his life has left him, really makes me laugh. I hope he really gets a taste of what it's like to work and take care of a house at the same time, while also taking care of someone else. As for me, I moved back in with my parents. They're helping me take care of Katie, and we're managing to bring her up. I put all of the alimony into a fund for her future. There are plenty of difficulties in having a single mother household, but I'm grateful for her current circumstances. I want to spend each day from now on building a life where Katie can be happy.
Hey, loser.
What?
What are you up to right now? I've got college today. Why? Did something happen? College? What a waste of money. Get your butt home. Now. You don't have the brains for that to be worth a dime. You aren't good for much at all. Come straight home. Have you made plans for dinner yet? Do you know what you're making? Wait just a minute. I'm getting a transfer to a university. Have you forgotten? You're nothing but an unemployed leech. You're really going to talk that way about your own son? I know I didn't get into the program last time, but I'm studying to try again. I know in my heart I am going to make it this time. This time next year, I'll be a university student. You don't have to worry about me. You can say what you want. I really don't care. Your plans don't interest me at all. You don't have to take it that far. You and your plans aren't interesting to me at all. You're the failure of this family. It would have been better if we never had you. We should have just had Kenneth and stopped there. I know that Kenneth is your favorite. But I'm the one that is studying and trying to make something of myself. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care what you guys think of me anymore. I'm going to live my life, and it's going to be a good one. I have plans for what I'm going to do with my life. I know who I am going to be. What? Who cares about that? I already know who you are. You're a failure that can't do anything and will never amount to anything ever. That's who you are. The least you could do is handle making dinner every night. At least you would be giving something back to this family. But you can't even seem to handle that much, can you? Why can't you support me even the tiniest bit? I'm studying hard. I know I can get a transfer to a good school. Is that so much to ask? You know, Kenneth is still just a junior in school. He has another year before he is going to be getting into college. Why do you guys put him first all the time? Why am I supposed to make his dinner and take care of him? I'm busy with school and studying. If you're going to keep whining and complaining, I'm going to yank you out of that community college. I'll make you quit. What? I'm paying for everything myself. Why would you even say such a thing? Am I not supposed to be able to rely on you for anything? You're my parents. I've been working part-time to pay for all my classes and tutors. It sucks that I failed the first time, but I did my best. That's why I'm working so hard to get in this time. I don't know what you are trying to get at, but it doesn't even matter at this point. There's nothing you could say to make me care. You're the worst. How do you even call yourself a parent? You're a loser! I don't even want to think of you as my kid. I meant what I said. I wish you weren't mine. I wish I just had Kenneth. Your father feels the exact same way as I do. Wow. Seriously? You're going to go there? You're a waste of space. You are a good-for-nothing louse. You aren't worth what it costs to feed you. You'll never amount to anything. Why don't you go ahead and move out? What? Is that really how you feel? That's exactly how I feel. This isn't just about you skipping out on your chores or not making dinner. You know that? You also keep talking back to me, and I won't have it. I don't need some back-talking piece of trash for a son. Why do you even exist? I wish you'd never been born. I don't even know what to say. I'm in shock. I didn't know there was a parent alive that would say that about their own son. You really do hate me? That much? Ha! I don't care enough about you to hate you. I've got Kenneth. He's always such a good boy. He's so smart. And he's always studying, too. You know the biggest difference between you two? He has a future. He's going to be someone I can be proud of. He's going to be a doctor. Just you wait and see. He is my bright and shining star. And you're just something in the way. If that's really how you feel, then I will move out as soon as I can. Can you wait for me to save up the money to get a place of my own? It won't take long. Just enough to get the deposit on an apartment. It should just take a couple of months. Not a chance. Really? I've already packed your bags for you. They'll be waiting by the door. If anything is left tomorrow morning, I am taking it to the dumpster. That's way too fast. I cleaned out your room. I'm turning it into a study for Kenneth. What are you saying? He already has a room. Isn't that enough? I've read it is better to study in a different place than where you sleep. It helps you focus. With you gone, he's going to be able to really concentrate and focus on his studies. I've decided that that's what's best for him. So you want to get your things and head out today, okay? This is truly the worst thing I have ever had happen to me. And you've done plenty of horrible things to me in the past. But this tops the list. I could never have imagined you doing this to me. What do you want me to say? You've already managed to fail at life. That's pretty amazing considering how young you are. That's enough. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'll come grab my things. I don't want to see your face, so we are going to go out for dinner tonight. Just grab your things and go. Don't be there when we get back. What are you doing? Where are you these days? Huh? Mother? Is that you? It's been years since I've heard from you, you ungrateful child. Huh? What are you talking about? You kicked me out. What do you want now? You're working these days, aren't you? I am, but what has that got to do with anything? If you're working, shouldn't you be sending some money back home to your parents? That's the proper thing to do. Where's the money? You haven't sent anything. What? What are you talking about? You kicked me out of the house. You haven't reached out to me a single time since either. And now you're asking me for money all of a sudden? Don't talk back to me. I've never bothered you about it before because, as dumb as you are, I just assumed you'd never be able to send much. But you need to give us what you can right now. Why are you asking me for money out of the blue like this? And honestly, why should I send it to you? You've never shown me an ounce of grace. I'm not really feeling like I owe it to you. How dare you talk to your mother like that? What is wrong with you? You really are a loser, aren't you? Your little brother is working hard to become a doctor, and you? What have you done with yourself? You aren't good for anything else, so at least send some money our way. I'm a doctor, Ma. Huh? You wanted to know what I did with myself? I became a doctor. You always told me how I would never amount to anything, how worthless I was. At least that gave me the strength to work hard. Not because you supported me, but in spite of you. I've been able to make a good living for myself all on my own. And I did it with absolutely no help from you. What are you talking about? You're a doctor now? You never had any interest in me, even from the time I was a child. You never paid any attention to me. You never asked me about my hopes or dreams. I'm sure there is plenty you don't know about me. I was studying to get into med school. I also always wanted to be a doctor. What? I know I told you all about it. I have my dreams, and I know I talked about them. But you never did anything but look down your nose or laugh at me. Huh. You told me you were planning on going to med school? You kicked me out of the house when I didn't get into school on the first try. I spent a really hard year studying, working, paying for everything all by myself and living on my own. But it was all worth it. For every hardship I had to deal with, I've become stronger. And life has only gotten better and better for me. You really are a doctor now? Yes. What about it? I'm still an intern, but that's just part of it. I finished school, I'm a doctor, and I'm happy. I can't believe this. Anyway, what about Kenneth? How is he? Huh? Was he able to go straight into med school? He ought to be graduating soon, shouldn't he? If he's 2 years behind me, that ought to be about right. Will he graduate this year? Then he would start his internships in the fall. Or summer, even. Not yet. Oh, He hasn't graduated yet? What's up with that? What year is he now? I told you not yet. What do you mean, not yet? He hasn't gotten into med school yet. It's expensive paying for him to not work and to have tutors all the time. I was thinking it would be helpful if you could send a little money to help pay for him. That's why I contacted you. He isn't done with university yet? What's going on? How many years has that been going on? I don't want to hear it. You know Kenneth. He's a delicate young man. He can't help it. He isn't like you. He needs a gentle hand. This year he just didn't feel ready for the MCATs. But I'm sure next year he will be ready to take them. So he isn't working. He's just going to university? That's what you need the money for? Well, he quit university after his first year. What? I think he prefers to study at home in his room. He's just always buying things off the internet. He's racked up some pretty serious credit card debt at this point. That's why I want you to send some money. It'll help out. Things? What kind of things is he buying? And what does that have to do with studying? You can't just study all the time. That isn't how life works. It's important to take a break and have some fun now and then too, you know. Let me get this straight. He sits on the internet and just buys things all day long. Stuff that has nothing to do with studying. And all these years he hasn't gotten a job or worked a single day either, has he? He just sits in his room in front of his computer. He's studying! Whatever you say. I am not going to be paying for that. You can go ahead and forget it. Why not? You said you're a doctor, didn't you? I can't believe Kenneth is struggling and you're the one that became a doctor. Who would have thought? You've been able to do what you want, so pay up. It's your turn to help him out. Send some money for Kenneth. Seriously? You must be joking. The only reason I was able to become a doctor is because I worked for it. I did it all on my own. Why am I supposed to pay the very people who kicked me out so that they can pay the bills of a freeloader who has no intention of ever going to school or becoming anything, much less a doctor? That isn't for you to worry about. Life is hard for poor Kenneth. And I'm telling you that that is his problem, not mine. Kenneth and you have looked down on me for my entire life. You kicked me out to make a special study room for him. And for what? Tell me, was it worth it? I don't have to sit here and listen to this. I'm your mother. You don't think you owe your parents anything? I don't feel like I owe you a cent. What's more, I don't want to ever hear from you again either. What are you saying? You haven't said a word to me in years. You never checked on me to see if I was okay. You never cared at all. Let's go back to that, shall we? You became a doctor. You can afford to help. Won't you? You really plan on just ignoring me and not paying anything. You've treated me like crap my entire life. You've never helped me, even half as much as you have Kenneth. It's never been fair with you. Honestly, you're the one that owes me, if anything. I ought to have taken you to claims court for it. Claims court? You practically abandoned me since I was a small child. The minute Kenneth was born, you dedicated all your love, time, and even money to him. You gave me little to nothing. And when I really needed support, when I was at my poorest, working hard to get into university and had nothing to my name, you threw me out on the streets. Don't you think it is a bit ridiculous that now you are here asking me for money? After everything you have done to me. We don't have any money right now. None at all. That's why I reached out to you, Tyler. Oh, so you do remember my name. Huh. I don't know when the last time you used it was. This might sound bad, but I don't want to hear from you again. Never call me, never text me. Why not? You had forgotten I existed. I had put the past behind me too. I'm going to block you. I don't want you to try to contact me anymore. You're lying, right? You wouldn't just throw away your mother, would you? Who threw who away first? Good luck on that perfect life you always dreamed of. Enjoy living with a shut-in that spends all your money on junk. Don't try to contact me again.
Lauren tried contacting her son over and over again. She tried reaching out to Tyler through email, texts, even social media. He blocked her contact and never returned any of her messages. Kenneth continued on the same path. He never did try to tackle the MCATs. He spends all his time locked away in his room. He even takes his meals alone in his room. He isn't doing a lot of studying, but he still does a good bit of shopping. His parents are busy trying to pay for everything he buys. Tyler finished his internship and started working at a university hospital. He loves his job and makes an excellent living. He met a wonderful woman, and they married before long. They've started a family and are very happy. He is living the life he always dreamed he would. No thanks to his parents.